Have you ever noticed something strange? Some people hurriedly drink alcohol, don't seem to overeat, and yet their belly keeps getting bigger over time. They wake up tired. After eating, they just want to lie down. By the afternoon, their mind starts to feel foggy and drained. And what's even stranger is, the harder they try to eat healthy, the heavier and more exhausted their body begins to feel. Some people feel worse after cold drinks. Some wake up with a bitter taste in the mouth, feeling overheated and unable to sleep well, while others shave cold hands and feet, bloat easily after meals, feel sleepy after eating, and seem to run low on energy all the time. Most people assume, maybe it's just aging. Maybe it's stress. Maybe I'm just not getting enough sleep, but sometimes these can be signs that the liver and the body's ability to regulate energy are starting to become overloaded. And what many people don't realize is this: not everyone experiences this imbalance in the same way. That's why a food that helps one person feel better may not actually work well for someone else. Some people drink cooling herbal teas and feel lighter afterward, but for others, those same drinks can leave them feeling colder, more fatigued, and more sluggish digestively. In this video, we're not going to talk about the best foods for the liver the way most health videos online do. Instead, we're going to explore what kind of body pattern your body may be showing, and which foods may support your body more appropriately based on that pattern. Today, fatty liver is no longer seen only in people who drink heavily or are overweight. It's becoming increasingly common in people who stay up late regularly, live under chronic stress, sit for long hours, eat irregularly, or rely heavily on ultra-processed foods and sugary drinks. Modern life keeps the body in a near constant state of less sleep, faster eating, more stress, and poorer recovery. Over time, the body may begin to store fat more easily, struggle with steady energy, and recover more slowly. What makes this difficult to recognize is that the early stages often feel very subtle. You may simply notice feeling heavier than before, gaining stubborn belly fat, getting sleepy after meals, or no longer feeling mentally clear and refreshed. From an Eastern wellness perspective, this is not viewed simply as fat building up in the liver. It's often seen as a sign that the body is falling into different kinds of imbalance. Some people tend to feel overheated, restless, and have trouble sleeping. Others feel cold easily, bloat after meals, feel chronically fatigued, and struggle with low energy throughout the day. Which is why the goal is not to find down superfood for the liver. The real goal is understanding what kind of state your body is currently in, so you can choose foods and daily habits that support your body more appropriately. In Eastern wellness traditions, these patterns are often grouped into four common body states, and each one comes with different signs, different body sensations, and different foods that may work better for that specific pattern. So now, let's go into each body pattern one by one. 1. Overheated, overstimulated, long-term internal heat. This pattern is often seen in people who feel overheated easily, wake up with a bitter taste in the mouth, break out more often, have trouble sleeping, feel thirsty frequently, or carry a constant sense of inner tension and restlessness. Many people in this group have spent years staying up late, eating heavily spiced or greasy foods, drinking alcohol regularly, or living under ongoing stress. From an Eastern wellness perspective, when the body carries too much internal heat for too long, it often becomes harder to fully relax, sleep deeply, or recover naturally. For this pattern, the body usually does not need more stimulation or boosting. What it often needs instead is less heat, less overload, and more room to cool down and recover. Centella asiatica, fish mint, and celery are traditionally used to help the body feel lighter and calmer, especially after periods of heavy eating, late nights, or prolonged internal heat. Bitter melon and winter melon may work especially well for people who feel restless at night, struggle to sleep deeply, or constantly feel overheated from the inside. Blueberries do not create an aggressively cooling effect, but they are rich in antioxidants and are often supportive when the body shows signs of inflammation, stress overload, and lingering fatigue. Some people in this group may also respond well to herbs such as artichoke, capillaris herb, dandelion, or philanthus. These herbs are traditionally used when the body feels overheated, heavy, irritable, or stuck in a prolonged inflammatory state. At the same time, it's important not to overdo aggressive detoxing or excessive cold cleansing routines, because if the body starts feeling colder, more bloated, more fatigued, or digestively weaker, it may be a sign that the body is being cooled down too aggressively. 2. Sluggish, heavy, slow metabolic function. This is one of the most common patterns today. The body often feels heavy, sluggish, soft around the belly, sleepy after meals, and constantly low in energy. Many people in this group sit for long hours, move very little throughout the day, eat late at night, drink sugary milk teas regularly, or rely heavily on ultra-processed foods. From an Eastern wellness perspective, this pattern is often associated with long-term stagnation and buildup. In simple terms, the body starts slowing down, digestion feels less efficient, energy feels less steady, and the body no longer feels light or clear the way it once did. For this group, the answer is usually no extreme fasting or harsh restriction. What the body often needs most is support and restoring its natural metabolic rhythm again. Cruciferous vegetables such as broccoli, kale, arugula, and Brussels sprouts are often supportive for this pattern, partly because they are rich in fiber and contain compounds linked to metabolic and liver support. Whole oats, lentils, and red beans may also help stabilize energy more gently, instead of creating sharp spikes and crashes after meals. Turmeric, gently warming ginger, and small amounts of cinnamon are traditionally used when the body feels heavy, bloated, slow to digest food, or sluggish after eating. These ingredients do not create an intense detox effect. Instead, they gently support warmth, circulation, and smoother digestion over time. For some people, small amounts of diluted lemon water, apple cider vinegar, or naturally fermented foods such as miso, mild kimchi, or unsweetened yogurt may also feel supportive, especially when digestion feels slow and stagnant. Extra virgin olive oil and avocado are often gentler choices than heavily processed cooking oils, because they tend to support more stable metabolic function and energy regulation. But for this group, nothing matters more than moving the body regularly, walking more often, sweating lightly, and spending less time sitting for long uninterrupted hours. 3. Stressed, overwired, constantly running on empty. This pattern is becoming more and more common among office workers, people doing mentally demanding work, and those who stay up late for years at a time. What's interesting is that many people in this group don't actually eat very much, and yet their body constantly feels tight, restless, unable to fully relax, and mentally unable to truly slow down. Some people also notice frequent sighing, stress eating, strong cravings for sugar during emotional stress, and stubborn belly fat that feels almost impossible to lose. From an Eastern wellness perspective, long-term stress can leave the body stuck in a constant survival mode state, making deep recovery much harder over time. For this pattern, the body often does not need more supplements, more stimulation, or another extreme wellness routine. Sometimes what it needs most is a nervous system that finally feels safe enough to rest. Asparagus, sweet potatoes, and cherries are often supportive for people who feel mentally exhausted, stressed, sleep-deprived, and emotionally drained. Walnuts, almonds, and fatty fish rich in omega-3s may also help the body feel more grounded and steady, especially during long periods of stress and nervous system overload. Some people in this group may also respond well to chamomile, gentle lavender tea, roasted rice tea, or red dates in the evening. These teas do not knock the body out. Instead, they help the body gradually slow down, soften, and settle more naturally at night. Some people still tolerate coffee in the morning and feel more focused because of it. But if the body already feels anxious, wired, easily overstimulated, or unable to sleep deeply, too much caffeine may quietly make recovery harder over time. 4. Cold, low energy, weak digestion. This pattern is often associated with cold hands and feet, a cold or sensitive stomach, easy bloating, sluggish digestion, ongoing fatigue, and low energy even after getting plenty of sleep. Many people in this group have spent years eating large amounts of raw salads, doing repeated cold detox routines, fasting too aggressively, or already struggling with weaker digestion from the beginning. From an Eastern wellness perspective, this pattern is often seen as a lack of internal warmth and a lack of steady energy within the body. For this group, the body usually does not need more intense cleansing. What it often needs instead is help rebuilding warmth, digestion, and the body's natural ability to recover. Warm, cooked foods such as pumpkin, carrots, millet porridge, soft-cooked brown rice, or slow-cooked soups and stews often feel far more supportive than raw salads or cold juices. Ginger, cinnamon, and red dates may also work well for people who feel cold easily, crash after meals, or struggle with long-term low energy. Eggs and meat from pasture-raised animals are often more nourishing for this group because they tend to provide steadier, easier to absorb energy. Moderate amounts of bone broth, cooked fatty fish, or gentle ginger tea may also help the body gradually feel warmer, steadier, and more resilient over time. On the other hand, too much ice water, cold detox drinks, cooling herbal teas, or large raw salads may leave many people in this group feeling more fatigued, more bloated, colder internally, and even weaker digestively. Because sometimes what the body truly needs is not something stronger, but something more appropriate for its current state. This video is not a substitute for medical care. If you've been experiencing ongoing fatigue, discomfort around the liver area, yellowing of the skin or eyes, or elevated liver enzymes, please speak with a qualified healthcare professional for proper evaluation and support. Fatty liver usually does not happen because of one single meal. More often, it develops quietly over time, through years of late nights, chronic stress, irregular eating, too little movement, and a body that has been pushed to keep going without enough recovery. Which is why the answer is usually not an aggressive detox, an extreme restriction, or trying to fix everything in a few days. Real recovery often starts much more gently than that. It begins with helping the body slowly return to a state that feels lighter, more balanced, and more aligned with what your body actually needs right now. Because what the body truly needs is often not more, but more appropriate for your current body pattern, your digestion, your sleep, your energy, and the condition your body is actually in today. The liver has a remarkable ability to recover. And sometimes what helps the body change is not an extreme wellness routine. Sometimes it's simply sleeping a little better, living with a little less stress, eating in a way that supports your body more naturally, and understanding your body a little more clearly over time. If this video resonated with you, please consider liking the video and sharing it with someone who may also be struggling with constant fatigue, stubborn belly fat, or the feeling that they've been trying to be healthier with it, truly feeling better. And if you'd like to continue learning which foods may work better for different body patterns, subscribe to How to Live Naturally so you don't miss the next videos in this series. In the videos ahead, we'll explore more deeply gentle herbal drinks that may support the liver, everyday meals that help the body feel lighter and more supported, traditional teas and familiar herbs, and most importantly, which approaches may work better for people who tend to feel overheated, feel cold internally, struggle with bloating, have trouble sleeping, or constantly feel low in energy. Because sometimes the reason the body keeps feeling worse is not because you haven't tried hard enough, but because the support you're using may not match what your body actually needs. I'll see you in the next video. Understand your body, eat well, live naturally.